Hey guys, Fox Protocol Mining here, coming at you from the Fox Den with a new video. This one I will be going over a pretty complicated question that sounds pretty simple. It's how to find a profitable project. Not just current day, but how to find something that's going to remain profitable in the days to come, the weeks to come. This isn't an exact science, but I just want to go over a few things that will maybe help guide you and help you determine what's good here. So the first step is, how do I find something that's profitable in the first place? Well, first you need a profit calculator. So whattomine.com is my go-to stop for that. Come on here, you can select your GPUs, you can enter in the number of GPUs you're using, you can even mix it up and put multiple GPUs together on here, and all of these blue boxes represent different algorithms. You can either leave them all selected, or you can specify which algorithms that you're really looking to mine. You can also change your electric cost over here to get a more accurate profitability. When you hit calculate and scroll down, it's going to give you most of the listed proof of work projects, and it's going to give you the known profitability over a certain frame of time, being 24 hours and 7 days being the time frame. Obviously, guys, right now Ethereum is still the most profitable project in the scene, not by much. Right now it's actually getting threatened by a few other projects here, but that said, still on top for now. Biggest motivation for making this video is because I'm getting a lot of questions about what the future of Ethereum's looking like, and how to identify some backup projects. So this is, simply put, in a nutshell, it's pretty easy to find current profitability. Just come on here, play with it a little bit, and it'll really help you determine profitability, and maybe even pick out a few backup projects. If you want to dig a little bit deeper, you may want to look at these backup projects and see how they're performing and look for red flags. You want to make sure that they're going to remain profitable, and you're not just going to mine something that's worth, like this is 355. It's worth $3 today. Could it be worthless tomorrow? Could it moon tomorrow? These are things that you want to try to understand, you want to try to find. So the next stop to find that out is to go to miningpoolstats.stream. I will link these guys down below, so if you want to follow along, you can look down in the description and you'll find the links to these websites. So you can pick your projects, come over to this website. This website has so much information, it's absolutely crazy, the amount of information you'll find here. I'm going to click on Ethereum to take me through here, and I'm going to land on this page right here. So what am I looking for here? Why did I come to Ethereum? Well, I came to Ethereum because I know it's the most profitable project in the scene. I know it's been that way for some time. So what is it doing right, and how can I apply that to other projects? So this is what I want to call a technical analysis of the project. So my first stop when I come on here is to look at the network hash rate. I want to make sure that this is spread out very nicely. You don't want to see, you definitely don't want to see anything with over 50% of the hash rate. Ideally, you don't want to see anything with 40% or more of the hash rate, because then this project's getting to a situation where it could potentially have a 51% attack, and that will effectively kill the short-term value of pretty much any project, and in some cases it can actually decimate the project. So that's definitely the biggest red flag to look for. You want to look up here on this website and kind of just scroll down, see how it evens out. The top pool here is Spark Pool, 26% of the hash rate, and then it has a pie graph down here you want to check out too, because if there's some hash rate that's not showing for any reason from one of the pools, it will show down here. So again, here we are, we're still about 26% with Spark Pool, and it's just a really nice diversification, and that's the number one thing that you want to look for any proof of work project, is that it's properly diversified, because that's the biggest protection that you can get for the longevity of the project and the value of your asset that you're mining. Now, once you've determined that your assets are secure and the network has good security, you want to come down and you want to look at exchanges. If you have a preferred exchange, you want to see if this coin trades on your exchange, or you want to find a second, probably even a third exchange that you can trade it on. Just because I know some countries have trading restrictions, some people don't like to have to register. Maybe you want to find something that doesn't require registration in order to transact your token, and whatever the case, you want to look and find it here. So the more exchanges that are offered, really, realistically, that's the best. Coins that are on multiple exchanges tend to be good projects because exchanges won't list them if they can't make any money on them. Furthermore, even if there's not that many exchanges listed, you still want to check the volume. You want to make sure that people are actively buying and selling the token, because you don't want to get into a situation where you're mining something and when you go to sell it, there's either not enough sell orders in place, or worse yet, you're actually dragging the volume down, the price down when you sell, because when you sell something, you want to sell it at a particular price. That way you maintain your profitability. You don't want something that's super low volume, and then you go to sell, and the volume of the coin just tanks because you sold, and now maybe what you were selling at initially was profit, and over the course of your order, it became unprofitable. So that's just something to you really want to identify and follow. So what's next? Next up is I always scope out the website, because any good development team is going to spend some time on their website. They're going to want some polish. They're going to want to make it look good, because this is the billboard of the project. When you come to find information about a project, one of the first places most people stop is its home webpage. So if this is done up well, if there's a lot of information here, as a really good sign that the development team has taken the time to invest in the project, and it shows dedication to the project. Nobody's going to take days out of their routine to build a good website for a shitcoin. It's just not going to happen. In most cases, if a project has a website that was thrown together on a free website creator, it's a big red flag that the development team just doesn't care that much about the project, or just that it could be a scam outright together, and you could mine into something, and then it's had a pre-mine. Whoever created it holds an absurdly large amount of the tokens, and as you invest in it, they just unload and take all the money out of the project. So this is a red flag to look for. You want to make sure that there's been some time invested and there's some polish here. Otherwise, I would say you're looking at the possibility of just, if it's a brand new project, I might forgive it if they've skimped a little bit on the website. But generally speaking, a good project is meticulous planning, good execution, and just, things that look and run well. So the website is really, really important to me. So just to recap really quick on Ethereum, network decentralization, availability of exchanges and volume, and then check out the website, because these things in conjunction show you a lot of potential red flags. No volume, super centralized hash rate, shitty website, probably not a good idea to invest in or mine, because longevity wise, if they're not taking the time to decentralize their platform, if they're not taking the time to build a respectable billboard for their platform, it's probably not worth your time to invest in it and mine it. Something else I usually, this is kind of hard to do, especially with the bull market right now, but go back the last year the project's been around and look for appreciation. You want to see a steady increase in the value of the project. If you're seeing big dips, or a project that's really falling off the board, you know, it makes you want to ask why. And if you get to the point where you can't answer the why question very simply, like, oh, they had a 51% attack because somebody, maybe they're a small project, they just started, somebody, boom, hit them right out of the gate. Uh, you know, Whatever the case may be, if it's not something that's very simple to answer, then there's might be reasons beyond your current understanding that's causing the manipulation of the price, and you want to stay away from it. So Ethereum shows, some it shows a lot of good things. It's not a very good example for a bad project. So let's try to find a bad project. We have, let's see, I don't want to accidentally irritate somebody here by picking a project that they might like, but, well, here we go. Like, here's a smaller project, the REOSC ecosystem. Right now, their hash rate is completely centralized on a single pool. 100% of the hash rate is on this network, which means they have total control of the network. It's a huge red flag. There's only a single exchange trading this with a $5 24-hour volume, which means that you probably can't unload this token for the life of you. And let's scope the website. What's the website look like? Yeah. I mean, it's not. I don't want to say it's a terrible website, honestly. I mean, but they do have the roadmap posted, which it hasn't been updated since the first quarter of 2019, which is, I would say, a pretty gnarly red flag, because they're not updating the website. It's pretty basic looking. The charts, like, I mean, it's definitely not the worst website I've seen, but they've got their hyperlinks just kind of sitting out. They didn't take time to polish buttons. I don't even know if I want to try to join any of these chat groups. And try their Twitter. When's their last tweet? That's a pinned tweet. September of 2020. That's a retweet. Yeah. So that's a pretty gnarly red flag. Centralized hash rate. Centralized hash rate. These pools they've totally stopped caring about it. Only a single exchange trades it with no volume. Kind of a subpar website that's not being updated. A Twitter that's being neglected. Those are all huge red flags that you don't want to mine this project, because it's obviously probably not going to go anywhere. It's just, it's got a red flag on every single category that I look for: the hash rate, the exchanges, the volume, the website. There's a red flag everywhere on this project. So yeah. Well, guys, that's the nutshell version of what you need to know for daily profitability. Get on to whattomine.com and it'll show you day to day. I recommend checking it at least weekly, just because, new projects do come into the scene and some of them can do really well. And, it's really easy to stack a new project when it first comes out. But, you know, this just keeps you informed. It keeps you up to date on what's in the scene, and helps you do the research on your secondary backup projects. Like I said, guys, I'm going to do a more in-depth review of mining pool stats, just so you guys can understand how to really uncap the wealth of information that's stored on this site, because there is a lot. And yeah, guys, that's just that's pretty much all there is to it. So if you guys have any questions, critiques, maybe a few things I may have missed that you guys look for, please hit me up in the comments down below. Let me know what you think. If you found this helpful, please do the same. Guys, hop into the Discord too. I did just get it up and running, so if you guys want to chat with me on there, you can do that as well. But otherwise, guys, this is the Fox Den, and I'm signing off.